Hello, 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 and welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Lavella, and this is Minecraft. It is Java 116 something, but we're playing in the latest snapshot. This is my second time, my second time to ever try streaming. So I, hopefully it's better than it was last time. Last time was better than it was my previous attempts, which I had to delete because they were beyond horrid. I will do. I will make a better attempt to watch the chat. Let me move that where I can see it just a little bit better. Okay, well, we're gonna give this a shot, and I don't have anybody here right now, but that's okay. I didn't expect to. I'm just gonna keep talking, even though it's just me, because this will go up on my channel, and it can be watched later. It doesn't have to be watched live if anybody's interested. So basically, at the end of the last stream, I realized that I had used the wrong seed for mineatlas.com in trying to locate a mushroom biome. I think they're still called mushroom biomes. Well, mushroom fields. Okay, mushroom fields biome. So I found it. I put in the right seed. I found it. I got here. And I also mentioned in the last stream that I wasn't sure how vanilla I was going to keep this. And I decided to add some data packs. Yeah, I don't know if that's great or not, but that's what I did. We have to sleep. We're going to sleep right here where it'll be useful. So, I worked on this after the stream, and I can't remember which snapshot I was in during the stream. But in that snapshot, you could use a shovel and turn the mycelium into a path block. Okay? So, by doing that, obviously it gets rid of the mycelium and it won't spread. The mycelium won't spread onto a path block. So whatever dirt I have over here, it gives it a chance to turn to grass without the mycelium interfering. So basically what I did was I went over quite a large area, and as you can see, that area over there is all green already. I went over a sizable area and did all these path blocks so I could control the mycelium and eventually convert the mycelium to the grass. And then I came back on another time, off camera, not on stream, and whatever snapshot I was in at the time, they took this out. So all the blocks that I had converted to path was back to not path. I was a little frustrated. But that's what you do when you play in snapshots. You run that risk. So I bit the bullet and I went back to converting it, but I did it the old tedious way with using rock to section it, to digging out areas near the water to let it get flooded, to just digging it out and replacing it with dirt. I did it the hard way for quite some time until I got frustrated and said, yeah, I need a break. So you can see my little cobble wall over there. And you'll see the terrain is horrendously dug out. So I did all that, and then I came back in today, and I don't know which snapshot did it, but they undid what they undid. So, as you just saw me do, you can now path block the mycelium again. So, that makes things nicer. So, what I want to work on today is I've already been working before I went live and tried to even this out a little bit as far as my sections of dirt so that my grass has somewhere to spread. Uh, but I want to fix the terrain. These places where I just dug, trying to dig it out. I want to fix this. So, let's get down here. And no, I'm not one of those people who just puts a lid on it. I don't just cover it up. I fill it in. Tedious? Yes. Time consuming? Yes. Necessary? No. For me, however, necessary? Yes. Because it bugs me. I don't want to be building and digging and find myself in the bottom of a ravine because it only had one layer of dirt over it. Not my idea of a fun time. So, I'm going to be placing a lot of dirt. I want to fix some of this terrain. We're not going to be able to fix all of it. I mean, this is a pretty huge biome. I want to fix terrain. I will probably do some more path blocks on stream. I don't know. May or may not. I want to go over the data packs I installed. I'll tell you right now before I forget, the data packs that I put in, I got from Xumavoid.com. I got it from his channel, The Vanilla Tweaks. And the way he has it set up, it's so easy. And a lot of people may think it's easy anyway. I was not one of those people. I've always had trouble knowing how to install mods and stuff. It's always been something I struggled with and was not able to do on my own. There's something in my brain that just does not understand the process. You know, you have to have a certain forge or whatever the file is, and it has to be the right version, and then you have to make sure you have the game running, and then you close the game and you put this file in this folder, and then you open the game again, and then you close the game again, and no. It's just, that's too much for me. So, Xumavoid it's real easy. You look at what's on there, and you go, oh yeah, I want that one, click. I want that one, click. I want that one, click. And then it will install all of them at the same time, and he has a step-by-step of, you're gonna see this, and he has the screenshots, and so you know exactly what you're looking for. It's so nice. And I have a YouTube series, a Let's Play series, that is Phoenix Rises. I don't know if I even have the name of the map in the series name. But anyway, it's my Let's Play. I originally had the title Let's Play 116.1, but it's not 116.1 anymore. I think it's like 116.3 or something. I can't remember. So I finally took that out of the title of the Let's Play playlist because I was like, okay, this isn't relevant anymore. So, anyway, I went through and on that series added some data packs, and I decided, at first I really wanted to keep this totally vanilla, just totally, nothing added, no anything that wasn't default. And then I was just like, my game time is such that I need some shortcuts in order, because of my work schedule and everything. So I went ahead and put in the data packs for this as well. I'm just going to bring this over here. just remembered to check chat. Nobody's there. Okay. My last stream, I had somebody say hello, and I didn't even notice it till they were gone, and then I felt like a butt. It's like, oh my god, somebody was here, and I ignored them. Okay, I think the shape of this is okay. Let's load up on some more dirt while we're here. I think we're going to fill this in as well. One of the data packs that I put in, okay, this goes to an actual cave. Alright, we will mark that there, and we will fill in here. The reason I put those torches there is because if I'm underground and I come across those two torches placed like that right next to dirt, it's probably gonna be enough for me to go, oh, okay, that's what this is. I have my little quirky systems. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I decided to put in data pack. So there's a data pack for basically teleporting, setting a home. Oh, I need to set a home here in case I do die. For setting a home, for back. There's an experimental data pack that's called Timber, I think it is. So I have that, and basically it's a one-hit tree. Take the whole tree down. As long as there's leaves attached to it, it'll work. If you're familiar with Vein Miner, it's like that, except it's just for trees. Okay. Oh, it's getting dark. Let's go ahead and sleep. The mushroom fields biome, if you're not familiar with mushroom biome, no aggro mobs spawn here. However, phantoms will find you. It doesn't matter if you're in this biome or not, phantoms will find you. So, I try to sleep just to avoid that unnecessary delay. And I do realize I have gone through a lot of dirt that I could be using elsewhere, but that's okay. Now this is going to be filled in, and it's going to be nice and neat. And when the grass gets over here, it'll be all pretty, instead of this weird gaping hole that I'm going to fall in and break my knees. I'm not going to worry about terraforming that right now, because I want to wait until I have more of that converted. But we need a space for farming, because I need to be able to grow wheat. We need a space for setting up animal pens. I'm going to grab some more dirt while I'm over here. Animal pens, tree farm. We need space. So now this is a viable space for something useful. This area over here is so torn up. Now this, there was one, no, that's gonna have to be filled in too. Erga. Okay. do this and that. And we will put our dirt. Okay, where is the, oh, we'll get it. Okay, no, we're gonna get it now because that's gonna bug me. Anyway, mob heads. There's a data pack for mob heads. There's a data pack called Blazing Caves Advancements, I believe is what it's called. And I mean, there are all kinds of advancements. There's just so many. Okay. We're gonna fill this in like that. I don't want to waste the cave. I want to be able to use that cave, but we're gonna get rid of the danger zone. It needs to be Lavella safe. I am so paranoid about chat. I keep looking over, not seeing anything. Hopefully I have it set up right. I'm pretty sure I do. I'm so paranoid I'm going to miss somebody again. Okay. We are almost to the top. Let me see. Can I just show you? Will it have it? No, it says resource packs. No, those are resource packs. And I don't even use those anymore. Those are old. I need to take those out. Oh, that's not it. Thought there was a way to show that. It's not under video settings, is it? No, it wouldn't be. No. Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, basically it's the trader, the wandering trader that comes around. I didn't do the Hermitcraft player heads, but I did the mini blocks, player head blocks, whatever they're supposed to be called, because I thought it would be fun to be able to use those for the storage system, for marking storage. See, this isn't taking too awful long. And I don't know about y'all, but I really do find this relaxing. Let's do that so that doesn't creep down in here and mess this all up. I despise mycelium so very much. So very much. Let's give that a little bit of shape there. Okay, so that hole is taken care of. Let's go ahead and we're not going to do this whole area, but let's make it so that the grass has at least a chance to start spreading up there. Okay. Let's go find, oh, that wasn't hard. This area needs to be done. Alright then. And yes, I know there's coal and stuff, but I'm good. where I'll go caving later and get all the goodies. The torches I have are because I smelted logs and make charcoal. And yes, I'm going to cover up that iron. But if I start trying to do that right now, I'll never get done what I'm trying to do because I'll get distracted and I'll end up caving, and I'm not trying to go caving right now. I do want to go caving today during this stream, but not right now. Minecraft is very distracting to me because my attention span when it comes to Minecraft is not great. Because I see something and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to. Oh yeah, I want to. Oh yeah, wouldn't it be cool if? And I can't get anything accomplished because I'm constantly being sidetracked. Minecraft is what I consider bittersweet that way. Love it because of the versatility, and cuss it because of the versatility. It's like telling somebody you can have anything you want to eat for supper, anything, doesn't matter. And they're like, well, or you can say, all right, here are your options. Chinese, Mexican, Italian. What do you want? Chances are they're going to come up with an answer a lot faster. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, Chinese sounds good. When my mom was alive, would come visit, and we'd be in the car, and my dad, he was very attentive to my mom. It was the kind of marriage that I want someday, if I ever go that route again. And to be honest, not sure I will, because the bar's been set pretty high. They had a pretty amazing marriage. But anyway, we'd all be out, and I believe I was married at the time, but it continued on. Just it was just the way she was. Well, Daddy was always trying to be considerate of what Mom wanted, and Mom didn't want to be rude. She wanted to be considerate of everybody else in the car that was going. There was myself and my ex, or just me, or my son and I, or whomever. It didn't matter. That was just, she did that all the time. The Daddy would say, okay, where do you want to go eat? And my mom would say, I don't care. That would drive me crazy. Because he wanted to take her somewhere she wanted to go, but she wouldn't give him an answer. I don't care. Anything's fine. I'm not going to eat that much. So we learned that she was not a big fan of Chinese food. I adore Chinese food, and most of my family does, but my mom, not so much. And so I'd say, okay, so what about Chinese? And Daddy'd get this grin on his face, and he'd look at my mom, and she'd just be all tits. She's like, well, I really rather not eat Chinese. I'm like, okay, Mom, where do you want to go? And if you did that to her enough times, she would finally come up with an answer. Because she did not want to go eat Chinese. I miss her a lot. She was an amazing woman. Very funny. She was one of those people, you meet people that they're accidentally funny. They're not trying to be funny, but they're hilarious. They're just, things they say, the timing, it just catches you off guard. And you're just like, oh my gosh, this person's hilarious. And as far as they're concerned, they've never told a single joke. You know, that's the way she was. She would just randomly say things, and you're just like, what? You know, that confused puppy dog face? That's what you would have. You would just be sitting there with your head tilted going, did she say that out loud? Did mom say that? And then when you realize she actually said it, you're like, oh my gosh, that was so funny. And you just lose it. She did that kind of stuff all the time. All the time, all the time. And she was the world's worst. Well, I can't really say technically the world's worst, because I'm sure there are other people out there that are just as bad. But when it came to recipes, oh my gosh, my mom made the best goulash ever. And more than once I tried to get her to teach me how to make it. Yes, we're going to get that mushroom. I'm not going to leave it hanging. I am for the moment. We will come back and get it. Anyway, I'd be in there and I'd watch her make it, and she'd tell me the whole time, okay, well, then you put in this, and you put in that, and you put in this, and then you put in that, and there was no, it wasn't 2 tablespoons of this and a teaspoon of that, or a cup of this, or, you know, quarter cup of that. None of that. It was, well, you put this in, and you put that in, you put this in, you put that in. And I'm like, okay. And I would sit there and write it down. I would write it down. I'm like, okay, she's adding this, and this. Okay, we've got that, okay. And, you know, I watched her make it. I took notes. I, you know, tried to memorize it. And I'd get home and I'd try to make it for my son and I. And it wouldn't be the same. It just wouldn't be the same. And I'd call her and I'd say, Mom, I did this, and this. And she'd say, well, that's right. Well, it didn't work. It's not like yours. Well, I don't know what you could have done. It sounds like you did everything you were supposed to. And I'd come back home for another visit. She'd make goulash. She made it a lot for us because it was one of our favorite things that she made. And, okay, okay, let's start over. Let's just start filling in holes, then we'll worry about shaping. Because you can see where I've dug. This is a mess. Anyway, so I would stand there and I would watch her like a hawk. Like I was trying to burn into my memory every move the woman made. And I'd realize she put something in there she didn't put in last time. I'd say, what was that? Nothing. No, Mom, you put something in there. No, I didn't. Oh my gosh, yes you did. Saw you. You're not that slick. What was it? Nothing. Just love, baby. Just love. I just put love in it. Mm-hmm. Love and secret ingredients. Oh, she was a mess. A mess. I still can't make her goulash. I gave up. I just make my own. When I do make it, I'm like, well, it's not as good as my mom's, but here it is. It's just take it or leave it. I can't do it any better than that. Okay. Like this. Okay, I keep trying to shape it. I said, let's just fill in holes. Let's fill in holes. Let's do that. That's an easy, obvious fix that requires no thought process. Fill in holes. Here we go again. And no, I'm not great at landscape, but when you play Minecraft long enough, you kind of get a feel for some of it. Let's go ahead and I don't know. I may want to just take this out. We're just going to go ahead and replace this stone with dirt for right now. And if I decide I want to take it down a layer later, I will. And yes, I'm using stone tools. I haven't been caving yet. Well, the only caving I've done was to gather up cobble. That was it. And I don't really use iron tools anyway. Except, when you're first trying to get your first diamonds. Because I feel like they wear out too fast. They're not worth it. So I basically go from stone to diamond as much as I can. Alright, let's see what this does. I don't like it. I'm back to trying to shape everything, and I really shouldn't be. There's too many things I want to get done today. I need to just get some basic terrain set up, and when I start building, then I can worry about shaping everything. Okay. We're going to go ahead and take this stone out also and replace it with dirt. And I know you have mountains that have all the stone and stuff. That's not what I'm going for here. I tend to have all dirt showing, and I know that's not the best way to do it, but for me that's a clean palette. If I want to go back and add rocks and bushes and all that, then that's give me that cobble. Okay, I don't know that I'm thrilled, but it's an improvement. It is an improvement, at least for this section. This looks awful. Awful, awful, awful. Let's take this back. And erg. Reach that can. Sorry, I'm getting quiet. This relaxes me. I start doing this and I just get lost in my own head. Which is great for relaxing, not so great for videos and streams. Where you're supposed to be interactive. Oh my gosh, this is all such a mess. Okay. Oh, look, that's all chopped up down here. What is this mess? I think that's better. I hope that is. Yes, 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 yes. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Let me get a drink. Oh, let me see something. Okay. I was just checking to see if I had any lurkers in chat. That would be a negatory. There are not any lurkers. Okay, this is really square. Really, really. Let's just do that. Give it a little bit of something. Okay. Let's start right over here. This is one of those things that people say, "Oh, I'm not a landscaper. I'm not good at terraforming. I'm not a good builder, whatever." I hear it all the time. And the fact of the matter is, I don't believe it. A lot of times when people say they're not good at building, it's because they're comparing themselves to other people instead of doing what they like. Now, I will say, I do believe that we are all given talents, and some of us have natural gifts that others may not be so strong in. I get that. It's part of being human and unique. But even if Mary Jane has a given talent, a natural born gift, that doesn't mean Sally Sue can't learn it. You don't have to be born with something to be good at it. That's what learning and practice is for. And I'm not saying this because I think I'm great at it either. Because I compare myself to Scar. And I'm like, yeah, that ain't even. Not even in the same universe. Because that man is talented. God given creative talent that is beyond what I have. However, it doesn't stop me from trying, and it doesn't stop me from enjoying the results of my efforts. I just have to work harder at it than he does. People that have these gifts naturally don't require as much effort to develop them. They have a head start. It's like racing somebody, and instead of saying 1, 2, 3, when you say 1, 2, 3, go, they're 3 miles ahead of you before you even get off the starting line. That person that's 3 miles ahead of you before you get off the starting line, that's somebody with a natural gift. But that doesn't mean you can't outrun it. It just means it won't be as easy for you as it is for them. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Why is that showing? Oh, I gotta get rid of this. But anyway, yeah. I don't even know what my point was. And I've had this rant before in my other videos. But I get real frustrated with people that talk down about themselves, I guess is what I'm saying. And they're like, well, I can't do this, or I'm not good at that, or whatever. Now, if you say, I'm not great at this, but I try, and I think I do okay, or if you say, well, I may not be an amazing landscaper, but I can redstone the crap out of something. Okay, so maybe your strength is not building, maybe your strength is redstone, but the fact is you recognized your talent instead of just, I can't do this. I got on to somebody at work the other day. He's like my adopted son, my work son, I guess you would say. And, well, it wasn't the other day. It's been a while. He probably didn't even remember it. But anyway, he said something about himself, and it was really negative. And it just hit me. I was like, listen, we're not going to have that. I said, you're not going to say that. And he's like, I'm talking about myself. And I know. I wouldn't let somebody else say that about you. I'm not going to let you say it either. I don't want to hear it. And I used to be real bad about that. About talking down about myself. And there are certain areas I still struggle with it. Because there are certain things about myself that I really don't like. But you just have to make an effort to focus on the things that you do like. And if you're having a really hard time finding things you like about yourself, ask somebody. Somebody you trust. Your best friend, your husband, your wife, your parents. And don't do that, oh, well, it doesn't matter what they say because they love me. They have to say it. No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't have to say it. They don't have to say it. They're not obligated. If a father tells his daughter that she's pretty, she's probably pretty. It's not just saying it because he's the dad and he's trying to make his kid feel better. Take the positive where you can get it. We have enough negative in the world today. Well, today and throughout history. It's not just this society that's struggling with negativity. We've been fighting with it forever. Since the Garden of Eden, actually. I know this seems real tedious, all this dirt placing, but once we get finished with all this, it'll look so much nicer. I mean, if you were here a minute ago or you've been watching, you saw how chopped up this was. And once it's all nice and pretty and smooth and covered up with grass, it's going to be nice. It'll be pretty. And I know this is not exciting content. This is not riveting. It's not entertaining. It's not mind blowing. But this is just me playing. That's all this is. It's just me playing Minecraft. This is what I do when I play Minecraft. You're not going to find any time lapses. This is just raw gameplay. No time lapses, no cuts, no jumps, no anything. One of these days, I might actually sit down and try to figure out how to edit things. And not this day. Oh my gosh. Alright, so we're making progress. Baby steps. Oh yeah, I had plenty of dirt. I was like, am I almost out of dirt? Okay, do I want to... Yeah, I think I do, actually. Let's bring this on. Alright. Okay, that's better. Please tell me this isn't awful. What is all this mess? Oh, good. Good. This is horrible. We're not going to make it perfect right now, but I wanted something decent to start with, to work with. Ugh. And if nobody joins the stream while it's actually live, I probably will only do this for about an hour or so. If somebody jumps in and they start chatting and stuff, then I'll probably stay on for a lot longer. But alright, oof. It's just a light glitch. Okay. Here we go, waste some more dirt. I've talked about this in old videos too, but I don't think I've brought it up in a while, so if you've heard it before, plug your ears. Otherwise. Anyway, Wells Knight. He is one of my, I say my YouTubers. One of the people I enjoy watching. And I found him through Scar. Because they were friends and they were playing together. Doing collabs and they were on the same server or something with Etho. Wells and Etho and Scar were doing a thing together. It was just like a little mini thing. And then Scar ended up yeah, I think it was Scar. He ended up on getting invited to a server. And I can't remember if Wells got invited first and he invited Scar, or vice versa. But anyway, they ended up on Kingdoms together. I believe that's what it was called, Kingdoms. And because Scar was the first Minecraft YouTuber or Let's Play YouTuber that I started watching ever. And then through him, I have just found so many wonderful content creators that I think I'm subscribed to like 200 people. And I don't watch all of them. I watch a lot, actually, because a lot of them are, well, I watch almost all the hermits. But anyway, they started out on Kingdoms. I think it was called Kingdoms. And Iskall was there, and Rendog, and Cupfan, and Python. Not Doc. Who else was on Kingdoms with them? Scar Wells, Cub, Iskall, Ren, Python. Think I'm forgetting someone, but maybe not. I feel like I am. Anyway, then everybody server got invited to Hermitcraft. And that's when I started watching Hermitcraft. And of course, that is a server just chock full of talented creators. Well, we'll just go ahead and continue with this. Even though I'm not crazy about this shit. Seems a little wonky to me. Alright, quit worrying about shape, Lavella. Just get everything filled in. Get it filled in. But anyway, you watch people like that, it's really easy to look at what they do and say, oh man, I can't build. But you can. Anybody can build. All you have to be able to do is put one block on top of the other or one block beside the other. That's your building. The ability to translate the picture in your brain into Minecraft, that's where the struggle comes in sometimes. Okay, I think we've actually done it. Haven't we? I think we have. And if I don't like the shape, I can always change it later whenever I start building. Okay, unfortunately, the data pack for the timber thing does not work on the mushrooms, so I have to do that by hand. I am not a fan of these big mushrooms, however, that being said, when I have a Silk Touch axe, I will be planting these, growing these on purpose, so I can, I don't have any more axes, so that I can collect the blocks, because I like the blocks. Okay. That's almost ashamed to take down the red ones because at least they add some color. Give me a good vantage point though. See, doesn't that look so much better than that mycelium? See how rich and green that is? It's so pretty. I just love it. I love it, I love it. I don't know how many times I have thought about going back and playing these super old versions and doing like an evolution thing where I just, I get to a certain point and then I go to the next update kind of deal. Grian had a server called Evolution where they did that. And I had done that before, just playing on my own single player. But watching them do it as a server was a lot of fun. I was very happy he got invited to Hermitcraft, but I was very sad to see that server stop. I really enjoyed it. It was like the opposite of Hermitcraft, and please don't take this in a negative way if you were a fan of that server. But Hermitcraft, yes, there are collabs, and yes, well, at the time this Evo server was going on, the collabs were not as abundant as they are now. Let's just put it that way. And they did have collabs once in a while during that time. But most of the time the focus was on the big builds, the mega bases, redstone farms, and Evolution, yes, they had some builds, and some of those people could really put together some blocks. I mean, it was an amazing job, but a lot of it was just goofing around. It's just goofing around, having fun, being silly, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I think Hermitcraft has improved. Not that I didn't enjoy them before. Ever since they outgrew, oh my gosh, they have really, really improved as far as entertainment value, in my opinion. Grian has added so much to that server as far as personality goes. And the little role plays that they do, the little storylines, and having the different skins, like they're changing clothes or costumes or whatever. And a lot of that stuff they didn't do until Green came along, and he was like, hey, listen. And he got them sorted. Oh my gosh, it's awesome, absolutely awesome. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay. This will just work our way this way. We're not taking down all the mushrooms today, but I would like to get rid of the mushrooms that are dangling, for one thing. And I'd like to get rid of the mushrooms that are over the grass, so it's clean. The thing is, I can only do this for so long, and then I've got to do something else. It's like filling in holes. There's still areas that I have probably missed, areas that need the shape fixed, or they need stone replaced with dirt, or whatever. But can't do it all at the same time. I have to break it up, or it makes me crazy. Okay, that one's not dangling. Let's just focus on the dangles right now. I can come back and get some of these others off camera. And I may get them on camera, but underneath. I'd like to not be doing the same exact thing for the entire stream. If I were as fascinating as some of the other content creators, that's another story. Okay. Oh, oh, and I turned off. No, I didn't. I thought about it, but I didn't. I was gonna say I turned off Enderman griefing, but I didn't. I, there was the option to turn off creepers griefing, which, if you're not familiar with that, it just means that creepers can spawn, but they won't blow stuff up. When they explode, it won't damage the land. And I looked at that and I was like, as much as I'd rather not have them blow stuff up, that's just kind of part of the game. And I wasn't willing to, because that's one of the risks you take, you know? That's why you make sure everything is well lit so you don't have mob farms. So I left that on, where if a creeper blows up, he blows up, just, whatever's around him. Like it was designed initially. And I started to turn off the Enderman, and I was like, it's not really that big a deal. And that is floating. I hope y'all couldn't hear at the beginning. I hope you couldn't hear the background noise. Just as I was starting, my neighbors decided to get into an argument. And I could hear them through the wall. Hopefully, y'all cannot. I've mentioned multiple times about my schedule. I work overnights, so 5:45 in the evening, I'm on the clock. I get off the clock at 6 o'clock in the morning. Well, that's the earliest I can get off. We have to wait until the next shift shows up. We can brief them on, what happened throughout the shift and let them know if there's been any changes or whatever. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna have to have a nap soon. Anyway, so it's 12 plus hours on the clock. And then, of course, driving back and forth to work. So I work long shifts, but we do the whole 3 on, 2 off, 2 on, 3 off thing. So I worked. So if I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then I'm off Monday, Tuesday. I go back Wednesday, Thursday, then I'm off for the following weekend. So if I worked on Monday this week, I don't work Monday next week. If that makes any sense. It took me a while to finally get it. For other people, probably not that much of a challenge, but for me, I was like, wait a minute, I am so confused. And I would have to sit down and write it out on a piece of paper. I did that for probably a month before the pattern finally soaked into my old tired brain. And I was like, oh, I get it, okay. Yeah, okay. That light finally came on. Thought it was all burned out, but nope, there's still a little life in it yet. I just realized I could get that little section done right there. Distractions, distractions, and more distractions. Alright. Think we got the dangles. Nope. That most definitely is dangling. Something tells me that I was on a particular train of thought and I got sidetracked and lost it. I'm not surprised. I'm not having to recover from shock or anything. It happens a lot. And now I'm trying to remember what it was. I think I forgot. I'm hoping one of these days I will be comfortable enough with streaming that I can actually set up a schedule. But it's really hard to set up a air quote normal schedule considering my hours. It's like, okay, every other Monday or every other Tuesday we're going to stream at this time and this time. I would like to get on a schedule though, simply because if somebody actually likes my stream or enjoys my content and they want to watch something live, well, that's like 100 times more fun for me. Because then I'd be able to chat with somebody while I'm playing. And yes, you could go to multiplayer servers for that. And I have in the past. Okay. Alright, so no more floaters. Okay. Grass is spreading nicely. Oh my ear. I hope that wasn't loud. Okay. Trying to decide whether to stay on or call it. Oh, tea is so good. And yes, it is iced tea. I know there are people in certain parts of the world who think that sounds disgusting, but it's actually really good. But that's only fair because when I heard about putting milk in hot tea, I was like, that is the grossest thing I've ever heard of. It's actually quite delicious. Quite delicious. Hot tea and coffee, I basically drink just about any way you can make it. Drink it black, I drink it white, I drink it half and half. I like it. I can't do the cold coffee though. Now, if it's that shaved ice, I can't even remember what it's called, but if it's like that shaved ice coffee thing, that I can do. But just going into the store and buying a bottle of cold coffee, if I'm really, really thirsty and that's my only option, I'm not going to turn it down, but it's not my first choice. Not my first choice. Okay, I think actually, I don't even have a bucket. Are you serious right now? Wow, I really haven't been caving. Okay. We need 3 pieces of iron. And I don't have to worry about food so much because unless we go the wrong direction and end up in the ocean, there won't be any mobs. And considering all I have is a pair of pants, we don't have any other armor. No. Alrighty then. Let's see if we can't find that cave. And I hate to start this because I'm actually getting pretty tired and my throat's actually starting to give out. And I don't know how long I was really wanting to stay on. But at the same time, I don't even have a bucket. It's pretty bad. Where was that cave? I found a cave opening and I was like, ooh, this can be our main right here. Not here. And yes, please. Of course, there's only 2. Now, in this area, the torches are for us, not for mob control. Oh, iron dripping out of the ceiling. Okay. All right. We now have enough iron to make a bucket. Make 3 buckets, actually. I don't think we had any ore in here, did we? No. I said no. No. Alright. Where do we want to do this? Don't know. Okay, so I think actually I think I'm going to go ahead and stop here actually. Because what I want to do next is going to be like not a 10-minute thing. I want to make a wheat area, but I don't want it to just be a square. I want wheat, like everywhere, kind of wheat. And that's not going to be a 5-minute thing. And then we also need to go caving, also not a 5-minute thing. And we need to get animals gathered up and all that. And yeah, I know for a stream this isn't very long. I think it's what, an hour and 10 minutes or something like that. But considering the lack of excitement, I think it's probably a good stopping point. So let me say thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this. I realized I didn't have anybody here live, and I'm sorry. Once I start having a regular schedule, hopefully there will be somebody that actually wants to watch the stream live. But until then, it'll just go on the channel. And it'll be there for whenever you want it, whenever you have time for it. Turn it on in the background and listen to me think while you're washing your dishes or whatever. So, I guess I certainly didn't do anything startling today. It was just some cleaning up the landscape, basically. But I do appreciate the time you spent. Thank you again.